boys and girls. Welcome to another day of distance learning. I hope that everybody's doing well. Today we are going to talk about measurement. I know that's a big word, but we'll talk about it in a few minutes. And we're also talking about with measurement something called ordinal numbers. And that's numbers. That's a big word too, but those are numbers like first, second, third. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Before we get going, I figured we would sing one of the songs that you guys like to do when we're trying to move around a little bit. And if you guessed head, shoulder, knees, and toes, then you are right. So everybody stand up. Ready? Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Good job, guys. And I know sometimes we do it really fast and really slow, so you can do that on your own after we watch the video. But I just wanted to sing it with you because I know that that's one that you really like. So before we get going with our math, let's do a quick breath just to get settled. And I'll just do one of our regular star breaths. And remember, when you're doing breaths, boys and girls, we want to breathe in through our nose, like we're smelling a flower, and then we want to blow the pinwheel. So it's going to be hard, and the pinwheel's not going to move because I have this mask on, but unfortunately right now we have to wear the mask to make sure that everybody's safe. So let's breathe in we're going to do the breaths 3 times. So we're going to breathe first through our nose, we're going to smell the flower. Wow, I'm feeling very relaxed. Excellent. So anytime you guys need to really stop and take a break and feel a little bit in control, take 3 breaths. Any kind of breath. We have where are they, over here? Don't forget the breaths we have. We have the balloon breath, which you love, because that's the one you usually request. The faucet breath, the star breath, the pretzel breath. Okay, so you may pick any one that's your favorite, and use it to calm your bodies and help regulate yourself. All right, so today, the first thing I'm going to work on is the ordinal numbers. I know we used that word before, and remember it means first, second, third. It's the order that something is in. So we're going to have an order of animals. So I have, what's this, boys and girls? That's right, it's a bear. We also have a cow, a frog, a tortoise, and notice it's a tortoise and not a turtle. Remember, boys and girls, we talked about this before. Turtles swim in the water, and tortoises walk on the land. Good job. And then we have this animal that lives in the sea, and this is called a horseshoe crab. So, let's see how many animals we have all together. Let's count them. Count with me, boys and girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 animals. We have 5 altogether. So this is like our door. They're going to line up how we would line up to go outside when it's time to play outside. So we're going to pretend that this block, we're going to use our imaginations and pretend that this is the door to go outside. So I am going to put these animals in line to go outside. So, let's see who remembers the order when I say a certain number. So, boys and girls, who can tell me the name of the animal that is first in line. First means number one. They're the first one, closest to the door. They're the first one ready to go outside. Take a look at my animals. Who is first? You are totally correct. If you said Mr. Bear is first, he is the first one to go outside. Here he goes. He went outside. We'll put him back just so we can check out on our ordinal numbers. So boys and girls, if he's first in line, who is last in line? That's not really an ordinal number, but I just want to see if you know. Who is last? You are right. If you said horseshoe crab is last, he's our caboose. He will be the last animal going outside. Now, who can tell me, this is going to be really tricky, who can tell me which animal is going to be third outside? Who is third in line? So third is like number 3. Who is third in line? Let's see. First, second, so 1, 2, third. Third in line. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Froggy is the third animal in line. Very good. Which animal is the second in line? Second is like 2. The second, not the first, but the second. And we're headed this way, so let's see. 1, 2. That's right. The cow is second in line. Very good. Who, boys and girls, which animal is fifth in line? Now, when you say fifth, you kind of hear 5 in there a little bit. Fifth. They sound kind of alike. So it is the fifth animal in line, number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mr. Horseshoe Crab again is fifth, and he's also last because there are no other animals behind him. He is number 5, and he is last. So, boys and girls, we have one more animal, and he is my friend, Mr. Tortoise. Who can tell me which space Mr. Tortoise is in? Is he in the first place to go outside? Is he first? No, he's not, because Mr. Bear is first. Which place is Mr. Tortoise in? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the word for which order he's in is fourth. Can you say fourth? That's right. Mr. Tortoise is in the fourth spot to go outside. All right. So boys and girls and moms and dads, when you're at home, you can do some work with your child on ordinal numbers. Sorry. And as we've said, it means the numbers first, second, third. So it's the place that they are somewhere. So the first to go in line, the first to wash their hands, the first to do anything. So while you're at home, you can have your child play a little game. You can use animals, cars, anything to have them line up in different orders. You can say, oh, first, and then tell them, okay, put the bear first in line. And then they'll put it there. And then you can say, okay, what ordinal number would he be if he was to be next in line? Okay, he'd be the fourth. But do that, have some experience with that, and have fun. You can come up with a bunch of different ways to practice this at home. But those ordinal numbers are really important in life, so practice them. All right, before we leave, we are also going to do a little measuring activity. So when we do measuring here in preschool, we don't really, not yet too much, we talk about it, but we don't really use standard forms of measurement like this ruler. inches and centimeters and feet. So we talk about different kinds of measurement, and that is using other tools that we have around us to measure items. So while we do introduce this to the children and we try to get them familiar with the words and what it's for, we don't really utilize this too much right now. So what we do is we use other toys, like these snap cubes or blocks or anything that you have around the house, something that you have to use the same one over and over to measure objects. So we have a few objects we're going to measure. We have a hollow block, a marker, a CD, Move Into Math, which we do all the time. You guys love all the counting and the movement. And we have a book that we're going to be working on after we get back from the holiday, which is the mitten. So, the first thing I'm going to measure is this marker. Now, I can use all sorts of different things to measure it, but I can't use these snap cubes and then a block and say, okay, that's 3 things long, because they have to be the same object that you're measuring with. So right now, I'm going to use these snap cubes to measure how long this marker is. So friends, let's count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, boys and girls, when we measure, don't forget, we've talked about this as well, we can't start measuring here and say, okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 snap cubes long. No, we have to measure the whole thing. So we have to start way at one end. So we got to push these back and then keep going all the way till we get to the top. And really, if we put another one on, it would be a little long. Okay, they're not exactly, but this one is just a little bit short. But if I was to measure this and make an estimate, like we've talked about sometimes when we do the estimation jar, I would estimate that this marker is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 snap cubes long. So that's how we measure it. And like I said, you could measure using these, you could measure using blocks, you could measure using your feet, right? I'll show you how we can measure doing feet. So say I want to measure from the end of the rug all the way to the wall, I could use my feet to measure it. So I wouldn't start back here, I would start right at the edge of the rug. And I would put my feet together and I would count. I think I'm going to start over here a little bit. So we have 1 foot, 2, 3, 4, count with me friends, 5, 6, this is good for balancing too, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many feet long, boys and girls, of my feet is it from the edge of the rug to the wall? What was the last number I said? That's right, 14. So this area from here to here is 14 of Miss Dawn's feet. And it will be different with your feet. So when we come back to school, we can use your feet and see how many feet long it is, because it'll be a different number. Why do you think it'll be a different number? Let's think about that. Here's Miss Dawn's foot. You know what I can do? You can sit there. I can show. So here's Miss Dawn's foot. And here is about the size of your foot. What's the difference between my foot and your foot? That's right. Your foot is smaller. So it's going to take more feet to get all the way across. But I want to wait until you guys come back to school so we can try that out. Put this here for now. So, we're just going to measure a few more things just to show you, and then you can try measuring at home. All kinds of different objects. Like I said, these are the ones I'm using. But you could measure across the table. You could measure your window. You could measure anything you have in your house. So we'll do another block here. But this time we're going to measure it with Jenga blocks. So am I going to start here, boys and girls, to measure? No way. We got to start right at the edge. Got to line it right up. So I'm going to just place them until I get to the closest estimated length. So boys and girls, how many Jenga cubes or blocks did it take to equal the same as this block? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this block is 4 Jenga blocks long. Awesome. We'll do it one time with these and see how many of these it'll take. Do you think it's going to be more of these or less of these to equal the length? What do you think? It's kind of like the shoe. Remember what we did with the shoe? Do you think it's going to be more or less? You are absolutely right if you say more, because this cube is smaller than this block. So let's try. So I'm going to put them here. Stack them until we get the same length. Here we go. This is going to take a little longer because these cubes are smaller, but I can put a bunch on like that. Let's see. I think when I was doing it, I kind of pushed it down further than the edge. So I need to take one off because remember, we always have to start right at the edge. So now, boys and girls, count with me. Let's see how many snap cubes it took to go from here to here, the length of this block. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So boys and girls, how many snap cubes did it take to equal the length of this hollow block? You are correct if you said 14, because that was the last number I said. Beautiful. So moms and dads, along with the ordinal numbers, I would like your child to find some items around the house. It could be anything, little cars, anything that they have, and measure different items around the room. You could take pictures of what they measured. You can write the numbers of how many different things it took to equal something else. But I really want to see that your child was out there measuring. Okay? So, before we go, I hope you enjoyed our measurement activity. As always, we are going to wish well. So, hand over your heart. Close your eyes. We wish you well.
We wish you well. All through the day today, we wish you well.
We wish you well, boys and girls, and we'll see you soon. We miss you. Love you.